Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for joining me. My name is Megan, and I'm going to be doing a updated reading for Ashley Massaro. I did this reading a few years back now, and recently I've had a lot of requests to update it, being that there's some information coming out that is including her about the WWE and Vince McMahon, and I believe some other wrestlers. I'm not sure who has all been mentioned in it other than Vince McMahon. So we're going to go ahead and just get started and get into the reading. So I laid down three of the basic like past energy, present energy, and future energy for Ashley, and kind of like see how she's feeling towards the situation. Any information that she kind of would want to give out towards that. So basically, I've been you have the Ace of Swords in reverse that comes out. So in the recent past. So the recent past, there was a lot of confusion, hostility, conflicts, and like miscommunication that would come out about, things that are connected to her, Vince McMahon, and the franchise. So, this is kind of like the sword signs are going to be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And I do believe she was a Gemini, but it's also usually related to the workplace, how things are done, paperwork, in the sense of like, I know she had filed something at one point and then retracted the case that she filed. I don't know if I said that right, but she retracted that. So it's also like coming out with curious information, so people who were now coming into the WWE a little bit younger, new to the thing, are starting to kind of expose some of the things that were going on as well, as well as other people who had already been in it. So they're kind of starting to say what's been going on it, how they've been treated, contracts, things like that. Maybe certain things that they were not allowed to speak, it's like a cease and desist type of thing, or an NDA. So there's a lot of that information in the recent past, and it's very conflicting. It causes a lot of issues. Again, it's air energy. So in the present energy, a lot of things are being revealed. So the moon is usually going to kind of hide secrets, things like that. Whenever you see these two are howling at it, so it's kind of like bringing that information to light. It's usually a darker energy. So it's kind of also like losing your direction because you're not too able to know in the dark which way you're going. So it is saying a lot of these people and women have lost their direction and where they were going because there was a lot of things being thrown at them. A lot of SA allegations and things like that are happening at this time, and a lot of people are corroborating it. So, enough people saying it. So you also have the King of Wands in reverse. So this can be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but this kind of connects to Vince McMahon for me, because he would be the boss. He's very loud. He's very, all of those things, in your face, loud, bossy. So it's kind of all those things. So this person acts like they have a lot of power, but they're actually powerless. So they really don't have a lot of power within their own mind or in their own personal life. So they're very dictating, and they can be very domineering in the sense they're very arrogant and stuff like that. So they can make, people feel as if they are being overly critical and overly judgmental and kind of just, constantly down their throat, bothering them. So that's the energy that I get from him. Very impulsive, not really thought out very well. And you also have the Emperor in reverse. So the Emperor in reverse is going to be the same kind of energy as this. He's also fire. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So basically it's kind of like a dictator, very callous person, very avoidant of whatever they want. Whatever they say goes, and they're, whatever they want, they're going to get it, no matter how they have to get it. And you see where they're wearing like these steel boots. So if they kind of have to like stomp out whatever energy they don't want around, or whatever energy, like whatever is kind of bothering them, they'll kind of go ahead and squash that energy because, again, they feel like they are kind of above others. So with the Ace of Swords here and the Page of Swords, let's kind of see about the recent past energy, why that's here and what we need to know about it and how Ashley's feeling about that. So it's kind of like people are starting to awaken and kind of be more self-aware of what's happening and how it's not acceptable. So that's also what's coming out with a lot of this energy of the sword, energy of communication, information being released. So under that too, it's also a rebirthing in a way. So it's kind of being able to step into a new kind of persona and leave that past behind. So it's also, this is something that's going to happen regardless. So it's like, again, bringing the, dark to light. So it's it's always like this is being called to do so. So being called to kind of give this information out. So you do see about 5 people on the card. There's a lot of 5s and 3s connected to this, and 10. So you have the number 5, 3, and 10 connected heavily to this reading. So let me also see, why is Judgment also here for the Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords? So it's kind of like moving information forward. It's kind of like over time, people have tried, like the people who are now, filing the SA allegations are kind of over time have picked up this information and carried it with them very cautiously, and then very guarded. So they've been very patient, making sure that they need to collect all the information they need to make this move forward. So that's kind of what it is. It's Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn energy. So it's earthly realm energy. So it could even be like these individual people are starting to hand over evidence, because it's usually going to be something you can put your hands on or something that makes things move in the earthly realm. So with the moon here and it being revealed, and again, there's 2 is also a heavy number. So I don't know if there's 2 main men or if it's more that she's referencing to like the partnership that she thought it was. But it's just I wanted to make sure that, I added that number in. 2 was also coming out pretty heavily. So why is the moon here? What do we need to know about the present energy surrounding the moon? Okay, so they're moving on. Once they collect this information that has been released, you're kind of still moving forward with it. So this is still her energy. It's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. She was a Gemini. So it's kind of moving forward to a shelter, transitioning. And this, I believe, is helping her kind of transition. I think she's kind of been waiting for people to come out and say something finally. And now it's like all of these little things that she planted before she had passed, all this information that she gave out, little, comments and conversations, and things that she did write down of the allegations that happened in Iraq, I believe it was, is kind of all of these things, and it's adding up and moving forward with it. So that's also important in the sense that it's kind of like a transition. It's kind of something that she's needed to happen, something that she wanted to happen so she could kind of move forward with it, and it could also be used against, I mainly feel Vince McMahon, but again, I do believe other people were involved in it. So with the 6 of Swords, what information are you trying to give? So you have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is going to be your water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but they're usually going to kind of bring out messages a lot of times. So it's kind of something where they let you know some sensitive information or something that you have kind of been wanting to kind of deal with and kind of move forward. And it's information that's going to connect to the King. So why is the King of Wands here? What do we need to know? So the King of Wands is kind of a manipulator, is basically what she's saying. So again, this is going to be more leaning towards Vince McMahon. I do think there was other people, but I think he's kind of obviously the head one, telling all these people and encouraging it to happen. So he's very fake. He makes a lot of illusions. And he's very manipulative and controlling, very like kind of no direction, very scatterbrained. So he kind of, again, is very impulsive and just does things, and he'll manipulate those things around him so it doesn't make him look bad. So, or at least that was the goal. So with the Magician in reverse, what do you need to know? So with the Wheel of Fortune, it's going to be kind of in reverse. So it's like he kind of goes in circles and kind of repeats things, doesn't really feel that anything is going to happen to him for it. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of like, again, taking that chance, spinning the wheel. You really don't know what's going to happen. So it's very unpredictable in the sense that you're taking a risk. So when he was doing this, it was very risky, what he was doing, the way he was doing it, the way he was handling it. But now it's kind of coming back on him with the wheel going into reverse. So let me see over here with the Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords, what else we need to know about that. Yeah, so it broke her heart, really. With the Three of Swords, again, that Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, so there's heavy air energy all over the board and water. So it's a lot of mental and emotional energy and elements coming out. So with the Three of Swords, again, it's heartbreak. It's feeling kind of, feeling a lot of grief connected to a certain situation, but also suffering in that situation. So she did a lot of silent suffering for a long time. You get a lot of energy as like I don't know if she always wanted to be in the WWE or that was something that she kind of was pulled towards as she got older and got into it. But I feel like it was something she always wanted to do since she was little. So when she got the offer from him, it was like the lover's card kind of thing. She loved, her job. She loved being that, a wrestler. She loved having that, having like that persona in that field. So she liked doing all those things and interacting with everybody and being athletic and going. So with that card being there, it was just this complete heartbreak. It wasn't what she thought at all. Like, he wasn't what she thought. The Wrestling Federation wasn't what she thought. And then kind of traveling and doing the things for it wasn't what she thought it was going to be. And that really broke her heart. There was a lot of Three of Cups. It was a lot of gossip, cattiness, very, competitive. And I think it still is. And I think that's why a lot of people are coming forward. So that's going to kind of go there with the Judgment card and why people are coming forward and saying how they feel about this certain situation. Because with Judgment there, again, it's being pulled to give out information, release a certain cycle, move forward. So again, it's because of all the heavy, partying, drinking, things like that. And again, that's that number 3 kind of coming out. So with the Knight of Pentacles here, you kind of also see the Nine of Swords. So again, more air energy, but it's also with not only her, but the other individuals who are now coming forward and letting people know what's been going on, in the WWE Federation towards the women. So it's a lot of anxiety, sleepless nights, depression, having nightmares, things like that connected to that situation. So that is why the moon comes out in the near future and then present energy to release all that. And the Six of Swords, it's moving forward away from it. So let's see, with the moon and the Six of Swords, you're going to have the Five of Pentacles. So what this did, it was a lot of instability, a lot of loss and struggle and a lot of material insecurities within this franchise again. So people, a lot of the people are doing stuff like this to kind of make up for their insecurities and the things that they lack. So they kind of go against other individuals in there. I feel like it's kind of common. I don't want to say to be bullied, but I kind of feel like that's what it is. Maybe hazing is a better word. With the Page of Cups, what do we need to know about the Page of Cups? Why are they here? What information? So she's just kind of showing too, this was basically a missed opportunity in the sense that it was something that she thought it was going to be great, but it ended up being a big loss for her, a very poor investment. And she kind of maybe wishes she would have went maybe a different direction with it. But again, you wouldn't have known until you got there. So with the King of Wands, what else do we need to know about the King of Wands? Aries, Leo, Sag energy. Please show us anything that we need to know about the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is connected to the Devil. So this again is Vince McMahon to me. So again, it shows that the King of Wands in reverse is his shadow self. So, but this is who he is all the time. Where we all have a dark and light side, and usually when we're not doing too well mentally, physically, any of those things, you kind of get your dark side come out a little bit because you're just not feeling great or you're not handling things great. So you kind of, recognize it and come back to it. But this is who he is. So he is, very self-indulgent. He has a lot of temptations. He's chained to a lot of negative energy, and he chains people to him through addiction. At first, he makes them seem like, it's going to be this great partnership and he's going to protect them and he's going to take care of them. But in all reality, this is what he's doing. He's chaining himself to them, and he's making it to where they can't function on their own and go on their own. And then they become mentally and physically dependent on him and whatever, medications or anything else that he gives them to take, to kind of help make it easier for him to get what he wants. So, and that is why also the Magician comes out underneath that, because again, he manifests things and brings things in to try to get what he wants, but it's for the wrong reason. So that is why it's in reverse. So it's very fake energy. It's very illusional, in the sense of, building this illusion to get what you want, or delusional, excuse me. So let's go ahead and see why the Wheel of Fortune is here. So it's the Seven of Cups kind of in reverse. So basically, when he's doing this, he's doing a lot of escapism. Um, and kind of he gets overwhelmed. So then he kind of just takes off and looks at all his options and what he can do on his own to kind of make himself feel better. So he presents all these things to people and kind of makes it seem like he can do all these things for you. And that's how he pulls you in, but then you don't really know what's in each cup. So, you kind of want to stay away from that energy a bit. It's overindulgent, which he does seem very of. And with this, the Nine of Wands, this is also, coming out and finally kind of releasing a lot of energy as far as physical burdens. So again, more air, fire energy, excuse me. And it's kind of like a burnout. It's kind of, you're tired of kind of feeling like you have to defend yourself, and you just feel beaten down and tired. So, that's a lot of the people coming forward to also release this information about him, because that is how he's made them feel over time. So on the Oracle card, we did get they'll be back. So for me, this is kind of her energy. It's coming, whether it comes through, an email, a letter, a diary, any of those things. But again, you have a lot of air energy. So all those things connect to electronics, communication, and how you send it. So, and then for her oracles on like healing herself and what, she is trying to get at, what she would like to happen out of this is to kind of kill his pride and his ego. His pride and his ego has kind of put him in this place. But she's also kind of like saying that in the sense of like, maybe she felt like she would have spoken up sooner. But she, it happened the way it happened. And then take off your mask. So this is more to everybody in the franchise who she feels is hiding behind something. And even the ones who are hiding for them so that nothing happens to them, hiding information or feeling like they can't share it. So it's just, she also has courage. So that's stuck to the number 3 too. So it's just saying to kind of have the courage to come out, say these things. And, you're going to have the support that you need, not only from, the spiritual side, but also from the earthly side. So that's kind of the reading that I got for her. If there's any questions that y'all have, you can leave in the comment section. Let me know, and I will try to, answer them directly. And if not, then I will see y'all on the next reading. So I hope y'all enjoyed the reading, and y'all have a great day. Bye.